Just as I posted a video the other day defending the NFL for pretty much removing the politics from the league, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, in the matter of only about 30 seconds, take us right back to where we were week one. I guess this isn't really the NFL's fault, considering the fact that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman work for Fox and not the league itself, but you can't be more associated with the NFL than Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are. They've been the main broadcast crew on Fox for, 15, 20 years. Hell, Troy Aikman is a Hall of Fame player. I made a comment in the video I posted the other day that we weren't being subjected to political rhetoric by NFL broadcasters like we had been during the NBA playoffs. I watch NFL Red Zone on Sundays, so I don't catch the pregame shows or the pregame introductions that Fox or CBS air, which is how I guess I missed what transpired before the Packers-Bucks game Sunday afternoon. Before every NFL game, the military does a flyover in their jets or whatever. If you've never been to an NFL game before, a group of fighter pilots fly their jets over the stadium. It's really loud, but it's pretty cool the first time you see it. The military does this for a couple of reasons. One, it's a training exercise for the pilots. Two, it gets the pilots some fly hours for their courses. And three, it's a symbol of patriotism. It's really more symbolic than anything. Most of us, I believe, have no issue with the pregame military flyover. I mean, honestly, who gives a damn? If they want to fly planes over the stadium before the game, let them do it. It doesn't have any effect on me or you. If you're in the stadium and it hurts your ears, just wear some earplugs for a few minutes. But most people have no issue with the flyovers that's been going on for as long as I can remember. Except, of course, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, the newest members of Club Woke. I really would like to play the audio for you guys, but I don't feel like dealing with the inevitable copyright strike that YouTube's going to give me. So I'm just going to repeat the dialogue between Joe Buck and Troy Aikman while the flyover was going on or right after it happened. It's not very long. So Troy Aikman says, "That's a lot of jet fuel just to do a little flyover." And Joe Buck replies, "That's your earned money and your tax dollars at work." To which Troy Aikman says, "That stuff ain't happening with a Kamala Biden ticket. I'll tell you that right now, partner." When are these people going to realize that we don't give a damn about their political beliefs? At this point, it is abundantly clear that fans of the NFL or the NBA, they don't want political propaganda when they're watching sports. The millions of lost viewers should tell them that. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this stupidity. First, did you notice that Troy Aikman said the Kamala Biden ticket instead of the Biden-Harris ticket? I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, who's really running for president here? Clearly, Troy Aikman has been clued in on the Democrat talking point and the lingo, because this isn't the first time the presidential ticket on the Democratic side has been referred to in this manner. I do agree with Troy Aikman on one thing, though. He's absolutely right that flyovers at NFL games wouldn't happen under a Joe Biden administration. That's because we probably wouldn't have NFL games with Joe Biden in power, because the league wouldn't be allowed to play. See, it'd be too dangerous, They'd shut the league down because of the COVID, or because it could be a really strong flu season, or because football is just too dangerous in and of itself. We got to protect the players. You might think I'm kidding, and maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but the far left in this country has been trying to shut down football in this country for years. Now, second, could you imagine the backlash if the roles were reversed? And what I mean when I say that, imagine for a second Joe Biden is president right now, and Donald Trump is the one running for office. And Troy Aikman says that this whole flyover deal wouldn't happen with a Trump-Pence ticket. cancel culture on Twitter would be on fire. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, they wouldn't have even called that game on Sunday. Fox would have suspended them immediately. It's just another example of the hypocrisy and the double standards within our political culture. And look, I'm not a Trump sympathizer. I'm definitely not the president's biggest fan. I really could care less about politics in general. But I can be objective because I don't really have a dog in this fight. I mean, I generally socially liberal, but I'm just not cool with the Democrats embracing this woke culture and the race baiting that's going along with it. Anyway, my personal politics aside, let's get back to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, specifically Troy Aikman, who in the 90s was considered to be Mr. America. He played on America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and now he's making what could be perceived as anti-American comments. Then instead of just coming out and owning what he said, he tries to play it down, tries to play down his comments. Oh, I love a flyover. I'm a patriot. If you suggest I'm not, then you just don't know me or my beliefs. Oh, we know all about your beliefs now. You basically told us on the air who you're voting for in November. Now, Sports Illustrated, otherwise known as Woke Illustrated, has posted an article coming to the defense of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They called this story ridiculous. It's obvious that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were just goofing around and being sarcastic. If they were saying the same things about Donald Trump and the scenario that I outlined for you guys just a second ago, do you think that Woke Illustrated would be saying the same thing? No, they wouldn't. They would be blasting Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. The article also stated that this was a hot mic situation. They said that this was done during a rehearsal, and one of the production people at Fox pulled this clip on purpose and leaked it to the internet to make Joe Buck and Troy Aikman look bad. Now, I don't know whether or not this is true, but I'm leaning towards this just being an excuse for what happened. From what I can gather, I mean, this was broadcast over the air on Fox. Now, I could be wrong. Like I said, I watch Red Zone on Sunday, so I miss all the pregame stuff. But let's just say that what Sports Illustrated is saying is true. That Troy Aikman and Joe Buck were done dirty by some production assistant or something. That doesn't change the fact that they said it and appear to have meant what they said. Now, is this going to have any impact on the NFL and their television ratings? I really don't think so. Maybe some people will boycott the Fox Sunday game of the week that Troy Aikman and Joe Buck call, but for the most part, I don't think that this is going to have too big of an impact on the NFL. It definitely doesn't help them, though. At a time when the league is seemingly trying to wipe away the political stain that they put on themselves over the summer and into week one, these comments by two of the league's premier broadcasters isn't what I would call an ideal situation. You know what I found interesting, though? Not one time this week did I hear any of the woke brethren on ESPN or Fox Sports 1 speak out in defense of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. If they did, if Captain Woke Stephen A. Smith or Private First Class SJW Skip Bayless did come to their defense, I missed it. So if they did, let me know in the comments below. But I just found it interesting that the woke brethren didn't defend their own woke brothers from the backlash that they received for these comments. I mean, aren't they constantly preaching that we're all in this together? Yeah, that's until a scandal hits. Then all the woke people scatter like roaches in light. I also thought it was interesting that Fox didn't suspend or discipline Joe Buck and Troy Aikman for this. I mean, like I said earlier, if they had said something critical of the Harris-Biden ticket, they would have been yanked off the air before the game even started. Such is life in the woke media, though. All right, that's all for today. Hit that like and subscribe button for me. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Leave me a comment in the section below. Let me know what you guys think of the comments made by Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Should Fox take disciplinary action? Let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you have any questions, a topic you'd like me to discuss, you can email me at BTLKC84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys next time.